They met at the plaza like it had always been arranged that way. On Saturdays, when the market spilled color onto the cobbles, and people moved through each other's lives with the easy intimacy of a town that didn't lock its doors. I had gone there to clear my head, not to spy. I told myself that often. That curiosity was a weakness I didn't indulge. But habit is a quieter thing than resolve. And when I turned a corner and saw her, laughing, head tipped back, the kind of laugh that used to be saved for me, I felt a cold sensation like a dropped coin. She was with him. He stood close enough that their shoulders brushed. He told a joke, and she laughed the way someone laughs at the end of a good play. Full, relieved, betrayed by the joy of the moment. The sound moved across the market stalls, mixed with the shouts of vendors and the clink of glasses, until it was unmistakable. My first thought was the stupid, hopeful one. Maybe he was a friend from work, someone harmless. The second thought, the one that owns itself after years of quiet warning signs, was sharper. Why does she laugh like that with him? I could have turned and walked away. I could have pretended the world was still the one I'd built. Instead, I found myself threading through the crowd like a man with a map of a secret place. I watched them choose a cafe with outdoor tables shaded by striped umbrellas, a neat, ordinary choice. They sat, and the table between them became a small country of gestures. His hands illustrating a point, her fingers on the rim of her cup, the way their knees brushed under the table and neither moved away. The intimacy was domestic, the kind that announces itself by being ordinary. From my vantage, hidden behind a column of potted geraniums, I catalogued small things. He ordered for her without asking. She let him. He reached across the table and touched the back of her hand as if checking temperature, and she rested her fingers in his palm like a practiced smallness. They spoke in the soft, conspiratorial tones of people who share news you aren't supposed to hear. In the corner of my eye, the market kept going. Children sprinted past. An old woman bartered over tomatoes, but my world had contracted to the scale of their laughter. She laughed again, and this time I noticed the way her eyes softened when she looked at him. The sort of look I'd only ever expected to earn in years of quiet attention. The sight of it was like a lit match under paper. Something frayed at the edges of me. Then she saw me. It was not theatrical. No gasps, no sudden music. Her head lifted as if she had been told something small and important. My presence was that small, important thing. For a fraction of a second her face became a ledger, where all the accounts were suddenly due. The laugh cut off mid-arc. Her mouth closed like a book slammed shut. His grin faltered. The very public nature of the market made everything painfully exposed. The way she tried to hide the flush in her cheeks with a practiced smile. The way he straightened as if he'd been caught with his hands in a cookie jar. Our eyes met and the air between us tightened. I stepped forward, because that's what people do when the script of their life rewrites itself in front of them. People around us kept living. An old man asked for the price of olives. A boy chased a pigeon. But for us, time pinched. She stood up as if to bridge the smallness that had grown between us. She began, and the market swallowed the hesitation into its noise. It's not what it looks like, she said, because those are the first words betrayal learns to speak. It's a phrase I had used myself once, when I understood how brittle explanations sounded out loud. Her voice trembled on the edges, a plea dressed in routine. He, on the other hand, wore the shocked look of someone whose bravado had been interrupted. Surprise theater that did not quite meet the betrayal of being found. He extended a hand to me, a ridiculous, conciliatory motion as if we were colleagues at a conference and not a man whose life had been negotiated in private. Mate, he said, as if I were expected to nod and pass him the salt. I did not accept his hand. I let it hang there, a little ridiculous, like a branch no one had the right to prune. For a moment I considered the cinematic options. Accusations, tears, scene-making lines that would roll across social media like spilled paint. But they felt cheap, theatrical ways to make a wound visible. I wanted something quieter and more precise. To be seen for what I had been, and to see clearly what was happening now. Who is he? I asked her, not because identity would solve anything, but because names have the power to make shadows solid. She blinked, then glanced at him as if seeing him anew through the lens of my question. He's from the office, she said. We were just friends.